Hello, lovely, lovely Leos. How are you today? I'm picking up that some of you may be having one of those little Leo confidence crises. I think Leos, and an energy that's known for having a bit of a big ego. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're confident or bold or empowered. You know, the positive aspects of that. Sometimes it means that you sometimes get a little bit insecure, a bit worried about things. You can sometimes, it's kind of like, I sometimes feel like being a Leo, because I have Leo rising. I'm actually kind of on the cusp of Virgo and Leo rising. It kind of moves between the two, which is strange, I know, but I like, I'm working with the Leo energy right now. And so sometimes it does feel a little bit like being under a microscope. And sometimes it comes from worrying a bit too much about what others think of you, feeling like you're in the limelight a little bit more than perhaps you are. So it's kind of almost like being in a crowd and feeling like you have people's eyes on you all the time, or just having a sense of awareness of like, how am I presenting? How am I coming across here? If people are looking at me, do they think well of me? Do they not think well of me? So sometimes it comes through as a bit of insecurity. It's great on days where you feel good about yourself. You feel like your hair looks great, your makeup looks great, you've just had a haircut, you've got a new outfit on, you feel like you're bossing it. Sometimes you like love that attention. It's like, I'm going to bask in this. But other times it's like, I'm having an insecure day. Please don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that Leo wobble. And I think it sometimes comes through with like, again, you may or may not like do these specific things, but I'm just giving you the kind of metaphor of the way it's coming through. So it's sort of like if you were on Instagram and you were always posting like perfect pictures of yourself, like like you're in those moods where you've everything's looking great. You feel like, yes, my makeup went perfect. My hair looks great today. I love this outfit I'm wearing. There's a nice little place for me to pose. I'm going to take a picture. So it's kind of like you're presenting the best version of yourself to the world. So it could even be like you're dating and then people are seeing this like perfect, with filters and everything, you've gone and you've corrected your skin tone and things like that. And it's like you've presented this perfect, like almost like how models have a book of images. What's it called? I can't think what it's called. Their portfolio, like how a model has a portfolio, and it's like, here's how great I am, or your CV. It could be your CV, right? Here's all the best things I've ever done, the best photos I've ever taken of myself. Aren't I gorgeous? And then there's this fear of like, oh well, what if I meet this person and I've got a spot, or I can't airbrush that out in real life. What if I've sold everybody on this brilliant version of myself and then they meet me and they're disappointed? Your song that came through was Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey. Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? So there could be some of you perhaps placing too much of an emphasis on your looks, on having too much pressure on yourself to be the perfect version of yourself when nobody's like that. You can look at celebrities. Like, I remember when I was quite a bit younger, because I get acne. And Cameron Diaz was like really big at that time. If you look at Cameron Diaz in The Mask, she is stunning. She's gorgeous, and so she was. I liked her as an actress. I thought she was a nice, she seemed like a nice person. I thought she was very beautiful. I thought very highly of Cameron Diaz. And I remember she was at like a baseball match or something with no makeup on, hair tied up, and you could see all her acne. It wasn't covered, she wasn't photoshopped and things, and she was just a real person out in the world enjoying a baseball game. And she didn't look her best, bless her. And I think that as somebody who has acne, I think that makes her relatable. I remember that moment from years ago has stuck in my head, because it's like, oh my goodness, this perfect creature also has acne like I do. And rather than it being like, oh, she's not perfect, she's knocked from that pedestal, I don't like her anymore, it's more relatable. It's more like, oh, she's a human being too. So there could be something going through there for you where perhaps don't be so anxious about presenting the perfect image of yourself all the time, because like you want somebody who loves you for who you are. You want somebody who you can grow old with, right? Who's still going to be by your side. You don't want to live your life having to constantly be the best perfect version of yourself. It's like, oh no, I can't let you see me without makeup on, so I'm gonna have to leave and go home. You know, it's like, what kind of life is that? What kind of relationship are you building there if you're with someone who expects you to be perfect all the time? It's tiring. It's exhausting. You know, you want somebody who loves you for who you are and not the, you know, warts and all, if you like. So yeah, I think you might be giving yourself a bit of a hard time. I don't think it's coming from the other person. I think it's coming from you. If this is relevant to you right now. Again, there's it's not a personal reading, it's a kind of like a group reading for collective Leo energy. So depending on your chart, you may be going through a completely different experience. This is just pure Leo energy that I'm channeling, and what that's doing to people. So I don't know. I did get this feeling though of like, as I was kind of tuning into the energy, I was very, very posed. I kind of had my I'm a bit squashed here because I can't get my knees underneath the surface, so my knees are slightly to one side. It's always like very, you know, like if you look at like how Lady Diana or like maybe someone who's a bit posh, how they might kind of turn their legs to the side. You know, my hands in my lap, but very kind of ladylike pose. And I did feel like I was posing for a portrait or posing for a photo. So somebody could be a photographer, a model or something, or, you know, maybe they're just getting like a nice picture taken for, you know, for the CV or something. I don't know, for what's it called, LinkedIn. But yeah, but I also had this feeling of like being like a sculpture. So maybe there's something to do with sculpting, like sculptures, statues, statuary. I'm hearing statuary. And I kind of got this almost like sphinx-like, like this sphinx-like poise that kind of came through for you. So yeah, very like, maybe you want to present it as being very noble, very enigmatic almost. Then I was getting stuff about churches. I got a few names through, which I'll go into in a second, but continuing this kind of masonry thing, I was seeing like, you know, the arches of churches, how the top of stained glass windows are kind of like that shape, and like doorways as well, and door frames. I was sort of seeing like a bit of an arch, and then I felt like I was in a church, and I was looking to the left, and I think it's called the apse. Is it the asp or the apse? It's kind of like a little like side room to the left there of a church. If my back's to the front door and I'm looking at the like the root screen, the priest's area, it was to the left. The cathedral, something like that. And then I got I got Tic Tacs. You know, Tic Tacs, the little mints. Somebody's eating Tic Tacs right now. Then I heard the name Andrew, but it was like Andrew. It was drawn out. Andrew. And then I heard Stephen. And then I was like, oh, isn't Stephen a saint? So there could be something to do with like St. Stephen's, maybe St. Stephen's Church could be something for somebody. I don't know if there's a St. Andrew, but then I got Mark. I think Mark's definitely a biblical name. And then I got Louis. And I don't think there's a St. Louis, is there? St. Louis? St. Louis. Could be meet me in St. Louis? Something like that. Okay, that's just random stuff that came through, so just leave it. If none of that's yours, just leave it. You may hear my children playing in the background. They've got a new, they've reinstalled Human Fall Flat, which is a computer game, and there's new levels on it, so they're having quite a lot of fun playing that. So you may just hear them giggling and shrieking in the background from time to time. Right. So this is a really nice reading. Because we did the shadow work, I thought we'd do a reading about what's our strength from within, our core strength, and then what do people like about us? What do other people perceive us to be good at or strong at, you know? So I think, yeah, let's stroke our egos a little bit. Maybe you need it, Leo. Maybe this is just what you need right now. All right, Leo, do you know what? If your ego needs stroking, I am more than happy to stroke it for you. My lovely lions. I'm going to be that lady in the strength card for you today. Leos, lovely, lovely lioness Leos. What is your inner strength? Oh, maybe you've got a few. Having a bit of a hard time deciding here. Friday, Leo energy, the strength. Ooh. 8 of Swords. That's a funny strength, because the 8 of Swords is like being stuck in your own head, not being able to move, feeling like you can't go towards the things you want to go towards. You're stuck in place. but that's actually shown as a strength for you right now. It could be that life is slowing you down or trapping you to make you learn some kind of lesson here. Let's read from the book. It's almost like being in your own head is a strength for you right now. So this is the Tarot de la Nuit. It's absolutely a gorgeous deck. Eight of Swords. Prisoner of myself. I am a prisoner of my own shame and thoughts. I close my eyes not to sleep, but because I don't want to see the reality I live in. I feel I'm a victim. I've done what I could, but now there are no options left. My love letters are written with my... trigger warning. My love letters are written with my blood, but no one will read them. I'm trapped. I can't make any decisions. I won't take action ever again. I'm useless, powerless, but wait. I hear a gold whisper, telling me to wake up, telling me that all is not lost, and that I should get my power back, and that there is a way out of this bitter solitude. Should I lie here forever, or should I trust the whisper and you? What will you do? Keywords: in a prison, need to see things from a new angle, stopping over victimizing oneself. Okay, we'll pull more cards on that. Funny that that should come through as your strength, right? There's like this clock on the background. I'm almost getting like you're where you need to be right now, Leo. The universe has you in the right place. Like right place, right time, right now. Because there's some kind of lesson that you're learning, or you're healing from something, or like you're gonna have some kind of... It's like you have to get through. You're processing something. Like you're going through something in your head. You're processing it, and it's like you're gonna hit the mark eventually. You're gonna see something in a way that you've not seen it before. You're gonna have like an aha moment, I think. Because maybe if you weren't stuck, maybe if you were doing the things you want to be doing, you wouldn't be thinking. You'd be doing, and the universe wants you to think right now. That's a strength for you. It does look very peaceful. It looks like acceptance as well. It's like, well, if I can't move, if I can't go out with my friends, if I can't travel to where I want to travel to, if I have to be stuck here, I may as well have a sleep. Maybe it's like literally having a time out, having a sleep is what you need right now. So the universe has gone, right, let's stick that cage around Leo. Let's cage the lion. It's for their own good. What do other people see as your strength right now? So Leo, Friday. What do other people perceive to be the strength of Leo for Friday? What do other people like about Leo? Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. That is like the best kind of lion, right? Leading the pride, leading with love. You lead with love. King of Cups energy. I feel like you wear your heart on your sleeve, but you don't make a big fuss about it, is how I'm seeing it. It's like you feel what you feel and you're okay with it. You know, it's like this kind of like, it is what it is energy. It's like if you love someone, you love them. Like it's the way it is. You don't expect anything in return. It's like, do you know, if I want to support you, if I see you as my friend, then you're my friend. You know, if you don't feel the same way, that's fine, but I've got your back. Is how it's coming through. It's like, it just feels like you're the person people, and don't worry if you're he, she, or they. It's not about gender. It's about the meaning of the card, the person on the card. It's like, you know, if somebody's having a bad day, they can talk to you about it and you'll listen and you'll cheer them up. It's like if somebody needs advice, you're going to give them good advice, and it's like emotional advice as well. It's like sympathetic, compassionate, like open heart. Like it feels like Cups isn't traditionally Leo energy. I'd say you're more likely to be the King of Wands, but I think I can definitely feel that kind of compassionate, because you've got the big heart, you've got the big lion heart, the noble nature, right? So there is a lot of love that comes with Leo energy. Oh, what a lovely card to pull for you, King of Cups. So this is how other people see you. You may not even realise that people see you this way. You're there, busy roaring, flicking your mane around, saying, everyone loves me because I'm beautiful. But actually everybody loves you because you're so lovable. They love you because you're so nice, you know. I think you may be valuing, maybe that's the wake-up call. Maybe you're valuing the wrong things here. Maybe you're trying to impress people by being this courageous, bold leader. And it's like, that's not what actually impresses people anyway. You know, you think the Instagram doesn't impress people, the heart behind it does. King of Cups, Grandmaster of Emotions. Being a king, I had to find balance between my intellect and my feelings. The point was not to repress emotions, it was to master them with kindness and compassion. My heart is alive. I feel its golden arteries sending me messages, and I know how and when to hear them. You may have very strong intuition or like psychic tendencies as well. You know, you could be the sort of person who like you just get an urge to ring somebody. It's like, oh, I've not spoke to that person for ages. It's funny that I've got a load of names, so it could be like your friends, right? It's like, I'm just going to check in with that person. I've not heard from them for a while. And then you ring them and they're like, oh, you've rang me at the perfect time. I'm having a really bad day, and you're just the person that you're the person that I was hoping to hear on the other end of the telephone. It's that kind of energy. You might just know when somebody's in need. I can counsel my subjects. Oh, hang on, no, sorry. Whenever strong feelings come to me, I explore them with lucidity, but I never let them run over me. And I can counsel and it says subjects, but I'm saying friends. I can counsel my friends because I understand the mechanisms of human souls. This emotional stability makes my strength. It is also the only way to bring peace inside and around me. Time has come for you to do exactly the same and become the master of your own emotions. This is my will, so be it. Controlled emotions, compassion, loyalty, maturity, and diplomacy. It could be that you act as a good example for other people. Other people see how you handle your emotions and how compassionate you are, and they want to be more like that. It feels very open-hearted. Now, the King of Cups is normally a little bit more reserved than the Queen of Cups. So I don't think you have to go telling everybody how you feel all the time. It's like you're okay with it within, and it gives you this sense of, do you know, this kind of like, I was talking about the Sphinx and the sculpture. It's almost like this equanimity, is that the right word? Of being of just having this sense of calm about you emotionally. It's funny as well because the King of Cups showed up in Cancer's reading of like, now I don't know if it was Cancer. It felt like it was Cancer who had some kind of like dramatic showdown in the middle of a party. And one of the characters involved was this like Emperor King of Cups. And it almost feels like it's the same kind of energy. It's like the same imprint as what came through in Cancer's reading. So I do wonder if somebody's like Cancer Leo cusp, like the same energies in both readings, or if there's some interplay between somebody who's a Cancerian and somebody who's a Leo at the moment. But they showed up quite well in that reading. It's like the friend who comes over and says, are you all right? You know, like the people fall out of the party and then Leo comes over and goes, is everything okay? Shall I get you a drink? Do you want to talk about it? You know? So yeah, maybe something like that. Oh, the King of Cups though, the King of Cups that actually came out from this deck in Cancer's reading, when the song was playing, Will You Still Love Me When I'm No Longer Young and Beautiful, the King of Cups came out, and it was like yes, I will still love you with the King of Cups. So yeah, the King of Cups loves because they love, right? They don't love because something's beautiful, they love because they love it. You know, it connects on an emotional level. So it could be that this is somebody around you and they just love you. They just love you. Like, what do they love about you? They love you. Because of who you are, because of your energetic thumbprint. Okay, Leo energy. We're reading for Friday for Leo energy. Leo's core strength, Leo's inner strength. Tell me about this Eight of Swords, please. Tell me more about Leo's inner strength. Two of Pentacles. You're finding balance here. It's like you're doing some soul searching. So this is why it's serving you. This is why it's your strength. So whatever you're stuck with, whatever this mental prison is that you've trapped yourself in, because it is a prison of your own design when it's the Eight of Swords. It's like you've built the bars of this prison, and they represent your own thoughts keeping you stuck. But it's serving you right now, because the Hermit card is the deep thinker of the tarot. You've got a lot of Virgo here. These are both Virgo for me as a reader. And then I'd say this is a little bit Libran, but you're doing deep soul searching. You're doing a deep dive and figuring out things, really having a good think about things, finding the light, figuring it out, taking manageable, small, well-paced, steady steps towards something, and staying very balanced while doing it. So you're just in this kind of, it's not that there's no movement, there is movement. It's that the movement's very slow and steady. It's like the movement, the energy for you at the moment is like at a crawl. It's at a snail's pace. But I feel like it's what you need right now. There could be like a medical thing here as well. Like Virgo energy can talk about health. So you could be healing something. So it's actually serving you to move slowly at this time, because I feel like it's getting you to some sort of revelation here. I want to read this Hermit card for you, because it's almost like this is what you're heading towards in a very balanced, slow moving way. So the Hermit, what's this kind of like revelation energy? So this is your strength. So again, you could be acting this way to other people, maybe because it says a sage or a mentor. And this is kind of like, again, this can talk about somebody who's like a counselor, a friend who can give a good advice, somebody who literally is like giving guidance to others. So I feel like you're doing something within right now, really processing something, very analytical energy. And it's your strength right now to do this, to move slowly. And I think you're going to go into an energy where you start to mentor others. A sage or a mentor. Wisdom, listening to guidance, introspection, taking time away, listening to your heart, a time for meditation and contemplation, finding your voice, a time out, a cautioning against spending too much time alone. But it's your strength. So it's your strength to be in this like alone time right now, but not necessarily for too long, right? Not necessarily to the point where you start to go a bit Tom Hanks Castaway, like talking to balls. When it gets to that point, maybe go out and see some friends, because I think your friends need you, right? Oh sweet light, how it glows. He, they, right? She is ready to see the miracle of luminosity, the soft emanation from the ethers that she senses in her heart. She sees this light in dreams and knows that its brilliance comes bundled with sunlight and moonlight. So she journeys alone under the stars, ruminating on where it originates. I've forgotten how to talk all of a sudden, and on how to access its wisdom more readily. The Hermit Muse reminds you to process your experiences as a way to learn, knowing that your own smile is great company. Listen deeply and see the lessons that live in the simplest of things. The shiny lights you see in others are reflections of the magic you already hold in your heart. That's the key. That's what it is. This is what you're learning, okay? Stop with the images. Stop with what other people think about you on social media. Stop like putting other people on pedestals. Okay, because the shiny lights you see in others are a reflection of the magic you already hold in your heart. So this is teaching you to love yourself. It's reminding you, especially if you do something that's very public, like you're a model or something, something where you're on social media, maybe you put out some kind of art or music, or there's something that you like produce and make and give to the world, and then it gets judged by others. And so you could be living too much in that judgment of like what other people think about your art, where actually that art is coming from your soul, and that's what makes it precious and beautiful. And you may have put too much emphasis on the reception of that rather than the beauty that you've poured into it. It's your art, right? It's your piece of something. And so you need to learn to love yourself and love what you do, and not worry about the judgment of other people too much. As long as you've poured your heart and soul into something, then it's worth it. Then it's worthy. It's worthy of you, because your judgment is the only judgment that matters at the end of the day. That was intuitive. So choose words that fuel your envisioned path and speak with the passion of purpose. It's time to find the sage within. You're learning to love yourself, and you're learning to love what you do, and you're learning to do things because you love to do them, no matter the results. You know, you're taking everybody else out of the equation here. It's time to find the sage within. In solitude, we meet them. I'm sorry if you can hear my tummy rumbling. In solitude, we meet the muse. In solitude, she guides. In gratitude, she helps us choose. In darkness, she confides. And when I search inside her heart, she tells me I am free. Then in my solitude, depart. Because this muse is me. That gave me goosebumps. Yeah, stop searching for things outside yourself when the valuable thing is in your core center. And this is how other people see you. They see you as the King of Cups. So tell me more about how other people see Leo. What do people love about Leo? Do you see the Ten of Cups try to come out there? And you make people happy. Oh my goodness. You may be a little bit of a fool in love. Leos, you may with that big deep heart, that lion, that heart of a king, you're not afraid to love. You're not afraid, or this is how people perceive you. You're not afraid to take leaps of faith when it comes to your heart. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be friendships, soulmate connections, people around you. You will leave it. You'll drop everything and take a leap of faith into the unknown for your friends. This is action. This is fast action, fast movement forward. But it comes from your heart. It comes from acting. It feels like you'd do anything for your friends. You'd do anything for people you love. Like you'd leave everything behind. You'd walk off a cliff for your friends without a moment's thought. And you're not doing it because you're stupid. You're not doing it because you're immature. You're not doing it because you're a fool. You're doing it because you have faith in your heart. You have faith in your emotions. You're doing it because you're choosing to do it as the King of Cups. Because it's the right thing to do, because it's the noble thing to do, because you care. Because you'd want them to do the same thing for you. And that is beautiful. No wonder, this is the thing, everybody loves Leos. Like, I know, like, whenever I'm around a Leo, they brighten the room, you know, it's such a lovely energy to be around. And then they're always like, they always have this like insecurity behind them. It's like, I need everybody to tell me how awesome I am. It's like, no, Leo, you need to look yourself in the mirror and see why you're so awesome. Like, that is beautiful energy, very Leo. And there you go, look, gorgeous, that's your card. And it's the happiest card. It's the most high vibrational card in the entire tarot, and it's your card. The Sun is courage, beauty, freedom, truth, freedom, all the good stuff. This is a really beautiful reading. This is such a nice reading. Like the Page of Cups there as well. You're like, oh, it's like you've got so much love for everybody else, and now it's time to like learn to love yourself. All right, even when you've been foolish and you've made mistakes, because everybody does. I'm reading the Sun card because that's your card, right? And I said I was going to stroke your ego, so here we go. The Sun, powerful positivity and success, optimism, joy, happiness, celebration, family. Prompt, jovial rumination. In a world full of sun and shadow, she always finds a speck of time to pause and to embrace the sunlight. I always feel like that's what you're doing within, right? But in the darkness, finding the sunlight, but the sunlight is within. The sunlight is your heart, Leo. For the sun's energy is life itself, divine energy, the will to grow and to thrive, the ability to do so. When she slows and comes to a pause, which is your strength right now, she can reach out with her mind to greet this massive surge of positive energy. And here it is, look, coming in. Her mind spins beautifully, peacefully, and hypnotically under its spell of geometric shapes and full flow from the divine. It's a dance of ideas and of healing memories because, oh, how the sun can heal. She sends you a heart-filled message of happiness found and signals your forthcoming success. Expect total freedom. Be optimistic about your joys. She floats, knowing that you will soon experience it soon, and that life is about to get a whole lot better. Mandala Sun, I am your child, your healing touch, my muse. I celebrate both deep and wide, and all my joy I choose. There you go. I feel like I want to leave it there. I feel like that's a brilliant place to leave it, but I will go to the good tarot to just grab you a little bit of advice right now. So lovely, lovely Leos. Like just really just stroke your ego a little bit more, Leos, because I feel you need it, right? You need it. You need that boost from time to time. You need people, you need your friends to remind you of how awesome you are. You need your friends to say, to point you in the direction and say, look, it's there, it's your heart in the first place, you know? Time to heal. This is healing, I think. Right. So advice, please, for time to heal. It's like, yes, that is the card we wanted them to say. See? Oh, watch out for, oh God, look at that as well, 22. As I'm about to say, watch out for number patterns. 22 have been seen everywhere. Dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. And 55, snake spirit, time to heal. So yeah, you're peeling away something. You're peeling. I'm getting like maybe someone's had like a spa treatment, like a skin peel. Ugh, I couldn't do that. It's like my skin would be so angry with me. But somebody could have been like doing something like so somebody could have also literally been sunbathing, right? When your skin peels after sunbathing, make sure you're just being sun safe, using sun cream. Don't stay out too long. You know, avoid the hottest periods of the day because, you know, the sun's going to age you. Like, you're not going to be young and beautiful for long, Leo, if you keep spending too much time in that sun and not looking after your skin properly. I saw something on social media the other week, and it was this guy, and he'd been like a truck driver for something like 10-15 years, and he'd always had his arm out of the window, right? And so the sun had always been on one side of his face, one side of his body, and the side that the sun was on had aged. It looked like he'd aged about 10 years on one side of his body than the other side. It was like, you know, one side of his body was 10 years older than the other side. So do be careful, because you have got that young and beautiful. And I was picking up on sunbathing when I was reading this card. Just don't fall asleep in the sun as well. Don't be careful. Just a side message there. Wear sunscreen. Didn't you get that a while back? I feel like that song "Wear Sunscreen" came through for you. Baz Luhrmann, is it? The class of whatever it was. If I'm going to give you one piece of advice, wear sunscreen. That old song. Wear sunscreen, Leo. I'm waffling. Getting back to the point I was trying to make, watch out for repeating numbers, because when I actually started to do your reading, it was 13:22, so 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 22 minutes past 1, but it was 13:22, you've got 22 here, and then it's the 31st. I'm actually doing this reading on my dad's birthday on the 31st, another lovely Leo. So yeah, 13, 22, 31, so it's kind of like a mirror number, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1. So yeah, watch out for number patterns is the point I was trying to make in a very long-winded way. I need to go and drink more coffee. Dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. Snake spirit, time to heal, which is what you're doing, which is what your strength is. Slow progress, but you're going to go and find that sunshine in your own heart, and then remember how much you give to the people around you and how much people love you for just being you, Leo. So will people still love you when you're no longer young and beautiful? Yes, they will, but wear sunscreen. Do take care, lovely Leos, and I'll be back to stroke your ego again soon. Rawr. I don't know what that was. Bye.